Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, and Aries Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. At this channel, we work with the energy of the moon usually, but it's the month of May, and I'm doing the monthly, so we work with Venus and Mars and Mercury and Mother Earth and the moon to get you a little insight for the month ahead. Oh, let me not forget the sun. The sun just waved at me like, hello. So I was trying to get into your energy, and this is why I'm laughing. I was trying to get into your energy. And I started hearing that Michael Jackson song, Want to Be Starting Something. Got to be starting something, want to be starting something, too high to get over, too low to get under, right? And so then I had this image, and this is why I'm laughing. Oh God, this is maybe TMI. When I was much, much younger, we lived near a campus. And one night, some friends and I'm not going to say alcohol was involved, but it might have been, decided that we wanted to break into the stadium in order to go try kicking field goals. So we had the football, and we got to the stadium, and we walked around the fence, and like there was a spot where I could climb over and the guy could climb over, but the girl was afraid to. And then there was another spot where the girl and I were skinny enough to crawl under, but he was like, I can't do that. And so we were too drunk to figure out that, hey, he could have climbed the fence in the other spot and we could have scooted under and we could have done this. So we tried coming in through the tunnel. I mean, we tried so many things, but honestly, we could have gotten in there. Hopefully not arrested. But what is the point of that? The point of that is the song goes on to say you're stuck in the middle, and we were like stuck, but honestly, there was another way, and it was possible, and we could have done it. Did we actually look? Well, we couldn't because we were inebriated, but there were other ways. So are you looking at all the creative ways to get to where you want to go? If you're feeling a little stuck where you are, what can you do to change that energy around, to find a creative solution? So think about that during the month of May, that maybe there's a creative solution to your problem. Okay? All right. So I would like to ask you to please help me balance the energy. This last full moon in Libra was all about learning how to balance energy for give and take. And I spend a lot of time putting these videos together, and all I'm asking from you, I don't put commercials on them. So if you could just hit a thumbs up, give me a comment. Tell me about some crazy story so I don't feel like I'm the only one who's out there drunk trying to get to a stadium to kick field goals. So, all right, so let's see what we have going on this month for you. Your overall energy is impressive. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get into this. Hopefully your reading won't go as long as the personal reading I did for myself, but I really liked what the cards were saying today. So you have this decision, this Ace of Swords, this trying to decide what to do next. This is using your mind to decide if you should try to go over or if you should try to crawl under. And then you have this beautiful progression of the Emperor, where you are large and you are in charge. I'm just going to really get a good look at that if I can. Here we go. I really want you to pay attention to these cards. And in fact, I'd like to encourage you very much to, when you're watching any of the readers, and me included, that you, if anything resonates with you, that you start a diary and you start keeping track of what it is you see or you think. The whole purpose of me doing these is I really want to help everybody to develop their intuitive skills so that they can start. I am sorry that I'm shaking like this. I am on a lot of drugs right now from my oral surgery, but my face hasn't swollen up yet, so I thought, well, what the heck, let's do some readings. All right, so you have the Ace of Swords, you have the Emperor, and you have the Polar Bear. And so the Polar Bear is a higher authority. It's communing with spirit. It's also what you believe to be true. It's because here we have the keys to the kingdom right here. But I think they're the keys. It's like the keys. You have two keys. Which one do you use? What do you open? So the Emperor is large and in charge of his kingdom. He's kind of stuck in his energy, like, I know what I want and I run everything. And the Hierophant says, well, maybe I need to communicate with Spirit to get more advice so I know which key to use to move forward. And we also have this beautiful panda sitting here trying to decide what the next move is. And so I feel like, yes, you're stuck in the middle. If you look, he's sitting low on the ground. He's like reaching up. He's high above the, he's up in the Arctic Circle and then stuck in the middle. And the Emperor represents Aries in the tarot. And so I almost feel like that's the song right there. So let's see what we have going on. So let's talk a little bit about the sun. The sun has moved into Taurus, and it will be in Taurus until May 20th, and then it moves into Gemini. And so we are talking for you, your second and your third house. So the second house is your self-value, your self-worth, your self-esteem. And your third house is communication and relationships with siblings or people who feel like siblings, short-distance travel. And so let's just see what kind of guidance we can get on that area of your life. And you have transformation. I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. Transformation. So your sense of self-esteem, your self-worth, your finances, if that's what you're trying to get over and try to get under, you're trying to figure out how to make things change, that's also in that second house. And the third house is communication. So maybe the way to move forward is through some transformative action. So this is actually an affirmation. And I'll say it one more time in case you want to write it down in your journal. I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. Which means you cannot always control what's going on around you, right? You can't pick your circumstances necessarily. But you always get to pick your attitude. So staying joyously centered, maybe being stuck in the middle is not such a bad thing. He's definitely centered. He's very centered. So let's take a look at Mercury. Now, Mercury for you is also, no, not also. Mercury starts out in Aries. It moves into Taurus. Okay, so it starts out in the first house of you. On May 6th, it moves into Taurus, which is the second house, again, that self-value, self-esteem. I think you're going to find that this is the theme of the month for you. And then on May 21st, it moves into Gemini. So it's this whole sense of how do I create value, how do I feel valued, and how do I communicate this to the people around me that mean the most to me, right? And you have, polarity. Integrate your shadow with your light. There is no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. And this is, again, there is no good and there is no evil. There is shadow and there is light. But that's what makes a picture 3D. You have to have shadow and light. And so there's another way to look at things. Always another way to look at things, right? It's always about how does this benefit me? What's the good part? What's the bad part? And weighing the difference and figuring out how to move it forward productively and understanding and loving that you're not perfect and neither is anyone else. And if you were, you wouldn't need to be here. And so you're working on that. And that's part of that self-esteem, self-value, self-worth. You're working on these aspects of you, these things that make you who you are, these things that allow you to grow and become the best version of you. And I really, this transformation into a higher vibrational part of you is a great thing. And then we have delight. And so maybe focusing on the light and forgiving and loving the dark, the shadow. It says, count your blessings, enjoy life, take pleasure in simple things, and always expect the best. And so again, it's about you can't always pick your circumstances. You can always pick your attitude. So pick a good one. Pick a good attitude. And then we have Venus. And Venus is just moving right along with Mercury in a lot of ways this month. She starts out in Aries, your sign, and then she moves into Taurus on May 15th. So halfway through the month, she moves into Taurus. So we're talking the house of yourself. That would be loving yourself, valuing yourself. She is about relationships. She is about finances. So she moves from that, the valuing yourself in your first house to more of that in the second house. And so there's a lot of focus on that. There's a lot of focus on that this month for you. So let's just see what we get for guidance on that. There's a lot of focus on that. All right, one more. I love my new cloth. Isn't it beautiful? My son-in-law bought that for me. All right, let's see what we have here. Ooh. You have open your arms to receiving. Wow. You've prayed for help and be open to accepting it. That's beautiful. You've prayed for help and now help is on the way. Be willing to accept it. Oh, I just heard Hang On, Help is on the Way. And I don't know, that was a song I heard for somebody when I was doing the weeklies. So I don't know if that was you or not. And then we have a sign from heaven. Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you the reassurance that you'll be all right. So maybe the help that is on the way is coming from being in contact with spirit. And your ancestors, maybe the guidance comes to you and you're like, oh, now I know what to do. And I think it's sitting in this contemplative moment here. Maybe stuck in the middle is not really a fair way to put it. Maybe it's I need to spend a little time there so I can figure out what it is I need to do, so that I can figure out how I'm going to manage this. You have a lot of cards. Spirit is being very chatty with you today, which is always lovely. I like it when we get lots of messages. So Mars, though, Mars rules Aries, and Mars is the planet of let's get stuff done. Let's get it moving, right? And Mars has been in Gemini and will be in Gemini until it moves with Venus on May 15th. But when Venus is moving into Taurus, Mars is moving into Cancer. So right now, Venus is in a fire sign, Mars is in an air sign. They are comfortable. It's good communication between what your heart wants and desires and how you go about getting it done. And then when on the 15th they move, one moves into an earth sign, the other one moves into a water sign, and that sense of communication continues. Those are two great elements that get along great together. Ooh, sounds like that. Reese's Pieces. So what you have happening here is an opportunity the entire month for communicating between what your heart desires and the action steps you need to take to get there. And so finding that balance and figuring out what that is and what do you need to do, I think it's about you using your little noggin to sit and contemplate, and ask spirit for help. And you know, I could be asking for a mentor for help, but I kind of feel like it's coming from above, but apparently you need to do a little studying and research. That's the action step. Do some study and research and you will know what to do. I think listen to your intuition. I think it will guide you. I think that you need to do some research, and from the research comes the action. From the research, you'll know what to do. Trust yourself that as you're moving forward, you will know what to do. You really will. I think that's great. Okay, so Mother Earth. What does Mother Earth want to tell you about your month ahead? What does Mother Earth want to tell you? Again, with the chattiness. All right, now these I have to look up because I really haven't used this deck in a very long time and I don't recall everything. But today I was like, what card in this deck popped into my head? And I said, oh, how fun. I haven't used those in forever. I want to use those. So you have Black Elder. Oh my gosh. There you go. You have Hawthorn. I believe this is about spirit. And holly. All right. So, Black Elder, holly, I'm going to have to use my, I can tell, lighting's, it's very cloudy and rainy out here today, which is perfect for not doing anything. I don't know, it seems perfect. All right, so Holly. Holly came up first. It says, do not let yourself confuse fact with fiction or rational thought with wishful thinking. This is not a good time to indulge in fancies and idle dreams. Listen to your conscience as it guides you forward toward honesty and truthfulness. So that is again about this whole researching thing and also paying attention to your intuition. So Spirit's kind of doubling down on that for you. And then we have, see what shows up here. I thought it would be in this section. They're not in alphabetical order, which makes it very complicated for me, but I love the decks. They have such really interesting things. Oh, Black Elder. Found it. Trust in the abundance of the world around you. Concentrate on everything that you want to attract into your life, feeling and thinking as though you already have it, and give thanks for your many blessings. So an attitude of gratitude, and also knowing that you can totally create whatever you want. You can transform your life into what you want. Take delight. And this one was also about counting your blessings. It said to count your many blessings. So that's twice that you've been told to count your blessings, and twice that it's told you to listen to your intuition. So I feel like those are the primary messages for you for the month. And if I can find the other one, we will do the other one. I don't know why I can't find it. I really thought it was in here. All right, we'll try back here. Da-da-da, talk among yourselves. I can't find it. Why can't I find it? Oh, there's an index. How nice. Okay. I went by it 6 times. I saw sweet orange plenty. Okay, here we go. The world is full of miracles if you have eyes to see them. Connect with the magic of your own senses and the power of nature. Rejoice as each new season arrives, savoring it for everything it can offer you. Wow. All right. So, when I was reading that, I was thinking about this dude. I mean, he's up there with the Northern Lights going on. That's a beautiful thing to experience during that season. So maybe a little walk in nature to trigger stuff for you. Also, there's always cycles. We live in cycles, and seasons change according to the different cycles of nature, but in our lives, seasons change according to the cycles of the planets. And so I feel like you're moving into a cycle. Things are shifting and changing. You start with this transformation. You're being asked to count your blessings. Kind of look like you're in that kind of stuck in the what do I do next energy. And so research for it. Know that you're being supported and guided from your higher self, from your ancestors, your guides. Ask for their help. Spend a little time in nature contemplating. Oh, I just remembered what I saw last week for you was that you need to get some solitude and sit and think, right? You guys had I believe it was you that had the forest with the campfire. And so I think you need a little time out in nature. I think you need a little contemplation so that you can figure out where you're going next. And the moon says, what do you need to release? So maybe part of this process is figuring out what you need to let go of so you can invite new things in. We are in the waning moon stage, actually, between now, as I'm recording this, we just had the full moon yesterday, and for the next 2 weeks until we get, the moon doesn't go noon until May 4th. So that first week of May, the last week of April, Really good time to be thinking about what do you need to release with this full moon that just happened that allows you to move forward, that allows you to get there. Okay? All right, so let's get you one final affirmation card for the month, something to really focus in on, a saying that you can use for your affirmations and really use it to push yourself forward, to help you make these decisions, to make these choices. Oh, I was going to pull them back so you could see them, and I just tipped them all over. You know, you get two. You get two. All right, you have one about romance. Ruby and Fuchsite. And Fuchsite? I just butcher words for fun. I can blame it on my job, but that would be a lie. Okay. I attract romance filled with divine love. I have a healthy sex life. Ooh, go. Aries, go. That's right. You have a healthy sex life. Why not? You know, and I gotta tell you, because that is a form of creativity. And so when you allow yourself to have that kind of fun, it can get the creative energy flowing in other areas and might help you make choices and decisions in other areas of your life. And so maybe stepping it up a little there would be fun, but it would also be energizing on other levels. And so, you know, why not? Okay, and then you have Tiger Iron. I am grateful for other people's good fortune. Ooh, it brings me joy to see others experiencing happiness. This is about you not worrying about the fact that other people seem to be getting what you want, and instead focusing on the fact that there is so much abundance in the universe. There's enough for, you could be like Oprah. You can have a car, and you can have a car, and you can have a car, right? So there's enough abundance to go around for the entire world. Everybody can be abundant. There's plenty of it. So when someone else is experiencing abundance, being happy for them actually tells the universe that you're not hanging on so tightly and that you're open to receiving your own abundance, right? So that's kind of a cool message. All right, well, Aries, wow, 23 minutes. Well, you guys have a really great month of May. I think you can get a lot done. I think that you just need to do a little research. I think you just need to know that you're worthy. I think you're working on worthiness. And so I think that if you're jealous about other people, that somehow that says that you don't think you're worthy too. And everybody's worthy. And you're worthy too. All right? I will see you back here for the weeklies. You take care.